Cardio.
Cardio. So what is cardio?
Heart.
Where's your heart? Where's your heart located? It's down here? It's over here? Right there in the middle of your chest, right? Now some of your guys' heart's going to be kind of different, isn't it? All our hearts are going to be the same? No, depends. Some of you guys might have, like Shidoshi, get a bigger gut on him. He'll be eating a lot of chocolate cakes. Also, I'm sure my heart's kind of tilted, but it's all basically right there. And what size is that heart?
The size of your fist.
The size of your fist. That's right. Okay, so needless to say, so we got the first part. What's the second part?
Pulmonary.
Pulmonary. What's pulmonary? What's that mean? The lungs. Okay? Lungs run right through here. Where are your lungs at? Right? Right in there. Yep. Okay? Yeah, that's the belly down there. Okay? So, and what's the last one?
Resuscitation.
Resuscitation. What's resuscitating? What are we trying to do?
Revive someone, bring them back.
Get out! Get out!
Wake them up.
That way you oh, you can't do that, right? No, I'm just joking. What you normally do is someone goes down like that, you want to just come up here and you want to squeeze that trapezium muscle. Where's that at? Why would I do that? It hurts. Oh!
Wakes him up.
Wakes him up. He could be asleep. You don't want to be sleeping on the bench or whatnot. Someone try to come up and kiss you in the mouth. You go, hey! You know? So, you never know if this guy fell down and whatnot. We're trying to help him out. Because remember, this is someone's brother, sister, mother, father, uncle, yada yada, right? If you do nothing, you're probably not going to make it, right? And nowadays they have all sorts of things that you can cover up on to make sure you don't have skin to skin because there's some bad stuff out there, yes? Hi. Hey, dang. So, you got all these warts on his face. You're like, hey, you ain't going to make it, you know? So, anyways, first thing you got to do is you got to make sure someone goes and calls for help, right? What you don't want to do is you don't want to go. Call 911. Because she thinks he went, called, and you think she did, and she thinks you did, and no one called. And time is what you need, right? Right? Okay? Because the longer he's laying out of here, this starts to cook. You know, without no oxygen and things like that, you got 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, 4 minutes, retardation is setting in, right? Or we should say it's what's setting in. Mr. George, he's the medical doctor here. That and Sensei Mike.
Intellectual disability.
Yes, okay. Starts setting in, okay? So what you do is you point. You call 911, okay? And hopefully you have a phone. You're not even ready to borrow it, but you're the one that's supposed to be doing it, okay? Because time is what?
Life.
Important, okay? Now, normally, now this is a little bit different. I'm going to do it the way I was taught you guys, and you're going to learn to do it different ways, okay? But the main thing is compressions and not so much you breathing into somebody, okay? You want more compression, I think it is, and it makes more sense because oxygen flows in your blood, right, when you breathe, okay? Oxygen's in your blood. But you got to think of the ABCs. A means airway. Where's your airway at? Right here, okay? Now sometimes that can be clogged. We came up on cars or whatnot before in car accidents and grabbed someone, get behind the front seat, go in the back door and grab someone like that, just lift him up and he just breathed like that. He just crunched over, you know, he closed off his airway. So you open him up, okay? Now, of course, you know, if they get you on the ground, they're going to pack test you real quick and they're going to make sure that your airway's, you know, normally what they're going to do. Airway, okay? Make sure that airway's open. They're going to look, listen, and feel. So you guys come here and try that, okay? So come down here like that and you're gonna, my hair probably tickled his face so he might sneeze, okay? But okay, if you have short hair like George would be good at this one. You can just come on down here and the guy wouldn't feel anything. You're right, cool, yeah, like a cool breeze. So what I'm doing is I'm looking and I'm listening and I'm feeling to see if his chest is rising, okay? Because just like you laid down, then you know he's breathing. If that ain't moving, he's not breathing, okay? So you got to get this airway opened up. And a long time ago, they used to teach you to do the head and neck tilt, but too many people were breaking people's necks because you're going to be, well, people get excited, okay, and bam, okay? So now you're going to do the chin tilt like that. You're going to grab the chin, and you're going to pull the head out like that with your thumb. Okay, about like that, boom, don't put your hand underneath there. That's a no-no. Don't do it. Don't want anybody seeing you do that, right? Okay, so you get that airway open. Okay? And now you got to check. And this is going to get you guys here. I took my thumb like this and I leaned it up here. And I'm like, oh, I can feel something. Well, he's got a pulse now. Okay? Should we check with our thumb?
No.
How come? How come?
Because you could feel the heart.
You feel your own heartbeat. Your thumb has a pulse in itself. Your pulse. So if you're like this, you're like, yeah, he's ticking pretty good. It's kind of going a little fast. That's about the same speed as mine, you know, because it is. It is your heartbeat. So you use your fingers, okay? And you always check on the side that you're sitting on. Don't try to come over here. Oh, you've seen that, did they? Gee. Right? That could happen. You could be on slippery ice, right? So always check the side that you're on, okay? And do it with 2 fingers. You do that? Do you feel your neck? Up on your neck. Tell me you feel it. If you don't, you're probably like a vampire. Do you feel it? No?
You got hot angles?
I think she's a vampire. I don't know. Are you a vampire? No. You feel it? Got one on both sides of your neck. Use your fingers like that. Right there next to your throat, right underneath your chin.
Under your jaw.
Going boom, 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 boom. That's your heartbeat. Okay? So we always check to this side. And remember, guys, I'm just trying to throw a bunch of things out here. The guy that has the head, if we are working together and I got his head, whoever has the head has control. Okay, so now if you're going to breathe in this guy, and you put too much air in his stomach, what's he probably going to do? Probably going to vomit. Okay? And if he does vomit, your friend's over there, you always want to roll him to your friend. You know, you don't want to roll him towards yourself. You're like, hee. But you got to dig it out, unfortunately. You got to get him over, and you got to, like, ooh. Yeah, you got to dig it out, though, right? You can't breathe that down his lungs, because then what happens? You get moisture and whatnot in your lungs. What do they call that? That's the after effect. What's the first thing? Aspirating. Yeah. Get water in your lungs. Okay? Not good. Okay? So, but just like kids have fallen on pencils before. Stuck a pencil in the eyeball. Okay? Do we jerk it out? No, we're not doctors here, okay? That could cause more damage. What you want to try to do is, you got a pencil in the eyeball or whatnot, you want to take a paper cup, you want to punch a hole in the bottom of it, you want to stick that over the pencil and tape it down, and then we're going to come over to this eyeball and we're going to tape it shut. And throughout all this time, people, you always want to tell people, like I remember coming up on car accidents and I would jerk a mirror right out, especially women, okay? Because really, guys get scars and they're like, hey, I had a knife fight or something and I'm real tough. But girls, you don't want to know, you know, and if someone comes up to you and says, oh my God, holy smokes, you're going to like, you're going to freak out, aren't you? You're like, what's wrong with me? What's the matter? You know, and that drops your will to live. And will is everything that you need. You need to fight, fight, fight. It's when you stop fighting, you check out. Okay? So you need to work on, even if your face is going to bleed a lot, you can have a superficial, which is a minor cut, and it's going to bleed. Because your brain's up here. And it needs a lot of blood, a lot of oxygen. So your face, nose, you punch in the nose, it's going to bleed heavy. That's, you probably, it's very minor. But your face bleeds a lot because of that. So even them, you want to talk softly to them, let them know they're okay. Okay? And they're going to be just fine. And you're there to help them. Okay? Because this little boy, this little girl is not going to understand why you're covering this eye. You cover this eye because if the pencil's in this eye, when your eyes move, are both my eyes moving? Huh?
Right.
Okay? So if that pencil keeps moving in there, that's bad. So you cover both eyes so they can't see it, it's not going to move. And then you tape it down, and then we get them to Sensei Mike as quick as we can. And he'll be like, hey, why not? So, Little things like that, okay? If you got cut real bad, okay? Because when you get cut, you want to do direct pressure, correct? Okay? But if it's real bad, and we got to transport this person, we can't shut her down, how are we going to stop that? What are you going to put on? Do they still do that nowadays in the medical field?
Sure.
Yeah. We'll put a tourniquet on there. Okay? But if he's cut right here, okay, and I come up here and I put that tourniquet way up here, when he gets to the hospital, chances are this part of his arm is going to be dead. They'll cut it off. Okay? But if he's cut down here and I put it right here, they might cut this part of his hand off, but he'll still have this part. That's a lot better than not having any of this, right? I mean, it'd be bad no matter what. Okay? But, and what you want to do, if you had to put a tourniquet on this guy like that, you want to take if he's bleeding or whatnot, take a rag and you want to put a T right on top of his forehead like that. Because he's going to have a blanket on there, he's going to be tucked in, his feet are going to be elevated. And that medical person, he's going to see that T and he's going to know somewhere in that body there's a tourniquet. Because they want to be able to get that off as quick as they can, because hopefully maybe they might be able to save that, right? You never know, but you know, you're not going to die, right? Does anybody ever die in the ambulance? No, it's not doctors, okay? Only guys like him can say, hey, you checked out. You know, if you're pure white or whatnot, or grayer looking, you know, so you'll never die in the ambulance, okay?
On paper.
You know, it's, there's lots of things here, but if you don't do anything, you know, and the main thing is to try to keep calm, right? You know, in the martial arts, we're going to have bangs, we're going to have bruises, things like that. It's part of the game, just like anything, you know. Lost some teeth, caught a puck or a stick. Okay, yeah, and they you know, pucks come fast. You can tell most hockey players don't have very many front teeth, okay? But, you know, holes, things like that, cuts, pressure, you know, calling 911, doing the resuscitation. We didn't go into that, but we'll talk some more about it. But it's true off the top. And we'll keep working on Bob, and he's someone, you know, that gives you something to look at, okay? So any questions on that? So we can get back to work? None? Not any? Maybe one day you guys are going to be doctors like Sensei Mike over there, so, you know, it's better for me to talk about it like this, because I don't like one. So anyways, I think this guy's back.